Tower defense games have been some of my favorite games forever, and there is no shortage of them to pick from. From balloons tower defense to Plants vs. Zombies. And on Roblox, there are plenty tower defense games to go round. It seems like every other week there is a new tower defense game released on the platform. And at some point, I do want to rank all these tower defense games, so you're going to want to subscribe and stick around for that. But today's video, we're going to be talking about one in particular, and Tower Defense Simulator is not that game. However, many do consider it to be the father of all tower defense games on Roblox. And I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that, making the game we're covering in this video the grandfather of all tower defense games on Roblox. That's right, we're going to be talking about Tower Battles is a Roblox PvP and PvE tower defense game. Joining a match in Tower Battles will pit you against another player, or several players if you're playing one of the team game modes. To win, you simply need to out-survive the other player. Even if they have stronger towers than you, you have the ability to send zombies their way to make life harder on them. Giving you the edge, you might just need to get your victory. Or if you want some less stressful gameplay, you can play the PvE option, and you can bring your friends along with you in the co-op mode, and see if you're able to beat the final boss. Progression in Tower Battles is very simple. To unlock new towers, you need coins. To get coins, you can either play the PvE game mode, and see how long you can survive. The longer you go, the more coins you get. Or, you can go into the PvP game mode, and defeat other players to gain more coins. Most towers can be bought with these coins, however some towers are locked behind a certain amount of trophies to get, and some towers are limited time only, which can no longer be obtained. Such as the Harpooner, which you could only get from the 2022 Christmas event. There are also some special towers which can only be given to you, such as the Red, Scout and Sniper, and the Huntsman, which are only obtained by winning tournaments held in the Tower Battles Discord. However, with all this being said, something I really appreciate about the game is game balance. Just because you have a limited time tower, or a golden tower that took you 350 wins to unlock, doesn't mean you're going to win every game you play. In fact, someone with much worse towers could easily defeat you. Purchasing towers just unlocks more ways to play and more fun strategies for you to try out. And make sure to look up some codes. There are 2 free towers you can get in the game currently just by putting in some codes. So, does the gameplay of Tower Battles stack up to its modern day counterparts? Well, let's take a look into Tower Battles gameplay. Now, I'm not going to spoon feed you how tower defense games work. We all know towers have upgrades, enemies walk down the track, your towers kill the enemies. But I would like to talk about the plethora of enemies and towers in this game. You'll see the zombies walking down closer and closer to the exit as they're trying to eat your brains. Or at least that's what I assume they're trying to do. I don't think there's really any lore to the game or anything. Anyways, hidden zombies and boss zombies are going to be the most important to look out for. Only certain towers or certain upgrades will give towers the ability to see hidden zombies, so you're going to want to make sure you have some hidden detection on your team. And on Wave 8 is when the first boss zombie comes out. Now he's got a whole lot of health, so you're going to want to make sure that you are ready, as this sudden threat can catch many players off guard. After defeating the boss one though, you unlock the ability to send them to the opposing player, which could be a very helpful strategy for defeating someone, especially if they have a whole lot of late game towers that are very expensive, and they may struggle dealing with such an early game rush. In fact, moments like that are the main reason I like this game. Being able to outplay an opponent, even if they have better towers than you, just feels so good. You have to remember that there is another human that you are playing against. It's not just predetermined waves of zombies. It can change from game to game. Speaking of needing a flexible strategy, farms are the cornerstone of almost every strategy in the game. Being able to manage your money between placing new towers to defend, upgrading your farms, and sending zombies is the most important part of the gameplay. And remember, if you spend too much money on your farms, you might find yourself getting rushed down with no extra cash to defend. And now that we've covered the gameplay of Tower Battles, I'm sure you can see how it makes itself stand out from modern tower defense games, and how it is still one of the best tower defense games on the platform, despite being one of the oldest. Speaking of its age, let's look at Tower Battle's legacy. Tower Battles has left an amazing legacy in Roblox. Coming out in 2015 makes it one of the very first tower defense games to come out on the platform. You can most immediately see its influence in games like Tower Defense Simulator and Tower Defense X. In fact, originally, Tower Defense Simulator was a copy of Tower Battles, but it decided to branch out and become its own game. You can still see much of the influence Tower Battles left in Tower Defense Simulator, from Scout being the starting tower in both games, and how Accelerator is directly based on Phaser from Tower Battles. Not to mention how Tower Defense Simulator used the idea of gold towers that Tower Battles started and expanded upon it in their own way. And if you are a fan of Tower Defense X, I'm sure you've seen Tower Battles before, as most recently they have had a crossover with Tower Battles. Although the event will be ending pretty soon as this video comes out, I'm sure, it has added many skins from Tower Battles, and the Zed and the Commander from Tower Battles into their own game. In fact, John Roblox, which is the owner of TDX, Tower Battles in many ways is how he got as popular as he is now, so it is nice to see him paying homage to the game that got him this far in his own one. In fact, in any tower defense game on Roblox that you play, I'm sure you'll see how in some ways they took inspiration from Tower Battles. Not to mention the entire genre of games Tower Battles has spun around it. From Tower Battles Battlefront, which is a first-person shooter where you play as the towers against the wave of zombies, is an amazing game, and I recommend it just as much as I recommend Tower Battles itself. There's also a Tower Battles roleplay and a Tower Battles zombie simulator where you play as the zombies and level up by defeating towers. So now you've made it to the part of the video where I ask you to go try out Tower Battles. I think you would like it. If you decide not to play it, all I can say is, you're missing out. And although this game's golden time in the spotlight may have passed, doesn't mean we can't stop enjoying it. This game is what every single tower defense game should strive to be, rather than being a kid-friendly gambling simulator. Alright, I think that's enough yapping from me about the current state of tower defense games in Roblox. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And of course, if you did, like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs as soon as possible. There's literally nothing else you could do to make me more happy than hitting that big red subscribe button.